What's going on? What's going on? How are you doing? Y'all, happy hump day and welcome to the month of July, y'all. We recognize this month as Minority Mental Health Month. Yes, and we're featuring minority mental health providers right here on this platform on Poppy's Conversation Corner. If you didn't know, this conversation happens weekly. So if you didn't know, now you know weekly, every Wednesday, 6:30. We're right here on this platform talking about some wonderful topics with some wonderful people who you may just need to know. I'm telling you, I'm getting the opportunity to meet, know, grow with some phenomenal people doing some phenomenal work in our communities. I said it before and I'm saying it again. It's time for us to become change agents. You have to become your change agent for yourself, for your community. And we're doing it right here on this platform. I'm excited about it. Every week we're having conversations. So do me a favor, like, comment, and share. I guess I'm doing it backwards. Like, share, and comment. Yes, do me that great favor. I don't ask much. I don't ask much. Just do me that favor. Like, comment, and share. Today we have a phenomenal young lady who's doing phenomenal work in her community. We're talking about why representation matters, why we need therapists who looks like us. And I'm saying this loudly and proudly. My voice carries anyway. I have Dr. Myesha Price. And she's right here at Poppy's Therapeutic Corner. If we can do me a favor, just get her on this platform because I don't have time to pay her. Her time is valuable and I can't afford her right now because that doctor title comes with high prices, y'all. And I'm excited that you're taking this opportunity to talk with us. How you doing?
Thank you, Kerry. I am doing wonderful. Yes, I am Dr. Myesha Price. This is
Yes.
it's new for me with that name, that title, but I am going to carry it strong
Yes.
as the woman I am. So thank you
Yes.
for letting me, talk with you guys today. So I'm excited.
Yes. No, I'm excited too. I'm excited because that doctor title is on there. Not that, Myesha Price wasn't something to talk to because you've always been something to talk to, but just in like
You
the
got a little
weeks,
extra spark.
yes, in the weeks it just changed and it was like, put some respect on her name. And that's what we're gonna do here at Poppy's Therapeutic Corner. We're gonna call her Dr. Price because she earned it. She paid for it. She worked for it. And we're going to call her Dr. Price. So, right here on this platform, Dr. Price, tell us something about yourself. Tell us who
Yes.
you are.
Oh my goodness. I have a journey. Where do I begin? Um, Again, like I said, recently I just graduated May of this year with my doctorates. It has been a long educational journey. I started college when I literally graduated high school in 2007.
Mm.
Uh, so that was a long time ago. And I actually during that time, I was confused in my career and what I wanted to do in college, of course. But I was able to graduate from Cincinnati State with my early childhood education degree. Then I went to the University of Cincinnati, where I graduated with my bachelor's in social work. And then I went to Miami University, where I graduated with my master's in social work. And then I started University of Kentucky in 2023. And so now in 2025, where we're at, I've graduated. So it's
I did
been,
not know, like, you have, like, all that extensive education, like, behind you, like, God.
yes, yes,
Jesus.
4 degrees.
Yes. Where do we apply for to be connected to you? Because I don't know like how like I didn't know like it was all of that. Like maybe I should have read your bio before. I could have sworn I looked at your chart, your
Yes, I tell people
HR.
I am a professional student as well. I
I
was a
love that.
professional
I love that. Like
student.
not too many of us ascribe to do that. So I
Yes.
definitely kudos to you.
Thank
Kudos to
you,
you.
thank you.
Yeah.
I would say, one of the things for me that just I embrace about myself was that feeling of not giving up, not
Mm,
giving up.
mm,
Um, I think a lot when you start off young,
mm,
once you graduate from high school, you think, oh, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. And life has a whole different plan for you.
mhm,
And so one of those things was, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this early childhood education.
mhm,
And at that time, something just didn't sit right with me. I'm like,
mm,
I ain't feeling this pay,
mm.
because those things matter.
Yeah.
At that time, I was also a mother. Um, I became a mother in 2000. Oh my God, goodness, my kid's gonna kill me. 2009. So 2 years after graduating from high school, and I actually am a mother of three. So and
Oh, I did not know that either.
they are
Geez.
staircase babies.
Yes.
So just having that journey of having kids, but also working in a setting where I wasn't meeting my financial needs,
Mm,
it was very upsetting for me because I've always been someone who had this goal or this view, this picture of my life, like it's
mhm,
gonna be grand, right? I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But the reality, it wasn't. It wasn't. And so I took on the pursuit of higher in my education. Um, and I would say by the time I got to my master's degree, I thought everything was gonna be perfect.
yeah.
Um, and it wasn't.
Mm,
I'm still struggling. So one of those things that I found while I was in my social work degree, because I started off in foster care.
mm,
And one of those things, I think I started in 2016. And I was like, oh, this is, and that at that time, it's amazing. I'm getting my foot in the door as a social worker. And it was so many things playing in my mind because I'm like, I was granted the opportunity to do the role as a social worker, but I wasn't getting paid
mm,
because I wasn't licensed,
mm,
right? And so I'm like, okay, Myesha, just do what you got to do
yeah.
to you till you get there. And so once I graduated with my master's, I literally got licensed, but the license part was hard. Okay.
Put
Um,
some work in. Put some work
yeah.
in.
And many might not know, but once you get your bachelor's level, you can take the licensure test to become a social worker. But one of the things that I learned during that time was the statistics of the passing rate for minorities. It is very low
Low, low.
compared to the white group. So that was upsetting to me. I think I took my test about 5 times, and then I was finally able to pass it on the fifth round. And so that was the game changer. I'm like, now I'm licensed. Now I have my master's degree. Let's get it. Um, and I would say one of the things it was encouraging for me was I heard this word negotiate
Mm,
from someone. And so that really took on how I perceived myself going forward with different companies and agencies
yeah.
as a social worker. And so I felt like I had that piece, but I'm noticing something. I'm like, whoo, now I got my license, I got my degree, but now my setting has changed
Mm,
in who I work with, what it looks like. Again, because statistics say, again, that a lot of minorities do not pass the test. So that means that's less workers, right? And as well as the degree that I had at that time, which was master's. So I'm like, this is crazy for me. But okay, let's keep it going. Um, and one day out of the blue, I was like, I thought to myself, let me go get my doctorates. It was so random. I promise you.
Like you just randomly said, like
Randomly.
I'm gonna go get my doctor.
Yeah. And so I just did it. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this.
Yeah.
I had no clue in what I wanted to do with my career. And during that time, people would keep asking me, Myesha, what are you going to do? What are you going to do
Mhm.
after you graduate? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. And so during that time, of course, we're given this work to work on our capstone, do a major project for the 2 years that we're in the program.
Mhm.
And so I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And again, just randomly one day it came to me. And so I focused on Black women in social work fields as a representation, as well as focusing on the concept of leadership and diversity, equity, and inclusion,
Mm.
and how that impacts the social work field. So I did 2 years of that studying, and it really motivated me to not only say, okay, now I'm Dr. Myesha Price, but what am I going to do with my title? And so it all came together. And so my goal, my mission now is to be Dr. Myesha Price, the one who's empowering and encouraging people that look like me to go higher than they ever thought. Okay. Because I was that person who did not know I could be where I'm at today. It
Mm.
was in my mind. I'm like, but I was always downplaying myself. Um, but I think one of the pieces, understanding um, for me to have that motivation to keep me going, I had to have support, right?
Mm.
And so I believe that's the key thing for me to be able to help others. We got to
Mm.
support each other. We got to praise. We got to uplift, and we have to give those resources, right? We can't hide that information, because the only way our community can grow is if we sharing that information and working as a team. So for me, I'm just taking on with my title as a sense of being empowering others. I don't have a certain position, a certain role at a job that I'm using my degree
Yeah.
for, but it is more focused on empowering other women and men in the minority
Yeah.
group that looks like me to go over and beyond and excel in themselves.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like. I have a table right here, and I feel like I definitely needed a box of tissues. Um, right
Yes.
here. So my producer, if you're listening, I need tissues. Because literally, I was about to cry. Um, because
It's not easy.
I don't think you heard what you were saying, and I believe you heard what you were saying. The fact of you saying acquiring the title to basically empower others to show that you can do it.
Mhm.
Because even with self, sometimes like we know what we want to do, but sometimes we shock ourselves, and it's like you now you're here. You like in a sense you've arrived, but it's
Yeah.
only to reach back and show others. Like that's amazing. And I'm not gonna lie to you, like it's because we're live right now. That's the only reason why that tear didn't fall. But I'm
Well,
telling
yeah.
you, that's amazing. Like that truly is amazing. I'm telling you, like you encouraged me, so like I'm glad you didn't stop at just encouraging women, because you just encouraged a man. Because I'm telling you, like it's hard work to go back to school to keep doing that stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, because it's a financial thing that you're doing, and like it's work, and
Oh,
you're already a mother of three, so that's on top of that work. You
yes,
have to do
yes.
that. So
I honestly, I don't know. I can't tell people how I did it, but
mhm,
I'm just, the only thing I could say is support and prayer.
mhm,
My last semester was a mess with me trying to get through it. But without the support, without the prayers, I wouldn't have done it.
Mm.
I want to make it. So that's one of the things that I take value in. Again, I graduated from the University of Kentucky,
Mm.
and um, the year before my class graduated, they had a total number, I believe, between 20 to 25 minority students, and specifically black men and women.
Mm.
Only 25. My graduating class for black men and women, we hit 49.
Oh,
So University of
keep
Kentucky,
going. Keep going.
they
Yeah.
doubled the enrollment and graduation rate
I
for
love it. I love it.
the doctorates program. So it's amazing.
I love that. Now, you did share a fact, and we're going to jump into the questions, the reason why you're here. But I want people to know that, like, that is a real thing. I went to myself, the CEO, Charisma, and our programs manager. We went to this panel discussion on social work. And we listened to this panel, and it was a lady from like the developmentally disability like
Mhm.
workers. She shared this pamphlet on social work, the percentages of like races, like
Yeah,
the Caucasian race dominated social work. Minority like was very minute. Like I'm
very
telling,
low.
that number was so small, and it got even smaller on the like Latino, like Mexican American type.
Yeah,
Like
I
those
believe
numbers got
it's
even
like
smaller.
between 6 to 9%
It was
of
crazy.
black social workers who hold the master's level in social work.
It's
So
crazy.
it's
It's
low.
crazy. And they were saying, I mean, it's because what you said, like the testing. Like it's not that people aren't trying. It was they're not passing. They're not passing
That's
tests.
yes,
That they said that test is like a force to be reckoned with.
yes,
So like that is a real thing. So I say that to value those who we do have in the
yes. We
we have
do, we do. We
yes
have to appreciate
yes we have to.
because I think speaking on that test, um, is designed. Is I heavily believe it's designed to keep us at a standstill.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, and for those who are able to conquer it, we got to place ourselves in a position where we are able to give those skills, those tactics that we use to pass that test. Um, I don't know when people I was receiving all this information how to pass that test, and I'm listening. I'm listening. Somebody I remember someone told me just hit the word assess on all the questions. Assess, assess, assess. And my silly self did that and failed. I said, "Oh no,
Uh,
never again."
yeah.
And so I think one of the things is that you have to. I think in social work they tell us we have to do it this way, right?
Mm.
And they have like the I think what's the I cannot recall the specific study guide that they have for individuals to study off of, and I like that. It's cool, but I think we have to be diverse in our thinking, that flexibility and adaptability, and changing our study tactics because again, it's not meant for us to pass.
Pass. Hmm.
So we have to change how we are studying to prepare for that test. So
I definitely kudos to you for several reasons. One for passing. Shout out to you. Two, for being a serial like what you call those serial educate, like when you go back to school so many times, like
yes,
because that's a thing. Like that work is not. I'm only speaking for myself. It's not like it's not for everybody. So I give you kudos for doing that.
yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
yes, you because that's a lot. That's a lot. And the good thing is that you have the knowledge, the to maybe possibly help. Some other social workers. So if you're watching this, not that you should reach out to her because right now her caseload is full. So I'm just joking. I know I'm just joking. But you have the knowledge to help those who are coming up, maybe interested in pursuing the field.
Yes,
So Dr. Price is going to be mentoring some people, I'm sure, at some point in life because you know
Yes.
You're Dr. Price. So anyway, so I'm going to jump in and ask this question. So why is it important for clients to see themselves reflected in their mental health providers?
Ooh, yes. And I would just, ooh, if I could sum it up, I would just say relatability.
Mm,
Being having somebody you can relate to, or just, I think it's more than just race, right?
mhm,
It's that background, that experience. And I think it just carries a different way when you have somebody that looks like you, right?
mhm.
Even like for me as the clinician, I tell my clients, hey, I'm not your typical therapist, right? When you come in here, I'm gonna give you the vibe like we can build this rapport. You're in a
Yeah.
safe space, but you don't have to come to the approach like I know I'm your therapist, but you ain't got
Yes.
to treat me like your therapist in a
Yes.
sense, where
Mhm.
I just want to make you feel comfortable. And providing that, I feel like that's what has made me successful as a clinician. It's just being relatable to those who I serve. Um, and I, just from my research, um, that was one of the things that I found in my quant- quantitative study is that many people they really look into whoever they receive a service from just to look like them.
Mm,
Because I think just with the history of not feeling safe or a lack of treatment,
mm,
the quality of the treatment that they're receiving is not as the quality is not as there,
mhm,
and it's studies that shows that. So for people who are looking for, in the minority sense, they're looking for another minority, it makes a difference. And with us working at Poppies, we can see that longevity of clients continuing to flow, wanting to be served because we offer that.
yes. I think so like cuz I hear so much, like definitely since I've gotten into like the mental health field, it's almost like double sworded, type double edged sword, because I hear the like, oh, the positive, like yay, yay, and then I also hear like it's still like the stigma being there, and like it's still being a thing, like where even if like somebody who looks like us still said that they don't want to come to us because they're scared that they're going to run to into us in the streets, and then they feel like their business is out there, like like have you still like ran into that type of situation where it's like people still have that stigma of like, Dr. Price is
Yeah.
from around the way, like she knows Keisha that
Mhm.
I went to grade school with.
Uh-huh. Especially we're in the Cincinnati area,
Yes,
so
very
it's
small.
very
very,
small,
very
right?
small.
But I think if clients do their research on the clinician's background, right, because that makes a difference. Um, I think time,
Mhm.
education makes a difference in how you select a clinician, because we are definitely schooled on ethics and values that we have to follow. And I mean, you have some that don't,
Mhm.
okay? But again, it's up to it's up to that potential client to do their research and what they're looking for in their clinician.
I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. It's I still like I encourage those who have that stigma to don't knock it until you try it.
For
Try it.
sure, for sure.
Try it. And I'm telling you, like, and again, it's trial and error. Like I tell people, like I deal with this, like I worked my way up at Poppy's, thank you God. Because I started on the phone. And I used to tell people when they called in, I would say, this is trial and error. Like
Yeah,
I'm gonna match you with somebody, you're gonna choose somebody, but you don't have to stay with that somebody
right.
because there's somebody else who may be a better fit. But that don't mean give up. That don't mean stop. Like have you like in your time of like being in the chair, like have you found that like one client, like maybe like you're not a good fit for me, like or I'm not a good fit for you. like
Oh
let me
yeah.
switch you over to so and so because have you been in
Yeah.
that position?
Oh, so many times. And I think, for clinicians, especially the ones that's just starting, like it's hard to not take it personal, right?
Mhm.
Because now you feeling like, am I a good clinician? Like
Mhm.
the vibe is off. Is it me?
Mhm.
And I think just with me, with time, I had to learn that it's okay. You ain't gonna
Mhm.
vibe with everybody, and that's again, that's the behavioral social aspect. We
Mhm.
all carry different personalities,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And sometimes with clients versus the clinician, personalities just don't match.
Uh-huh.
For me, I'm it's crazy. I'm not an extrovert, so I'm an introvert. I am.
Really?
I really am. I'm to myself,
Oh,
which is
oh,
crazy.
I'm learning so much.
Yes.
Like,
So for me, it's like I noticed that I collab more with clients who are extroverts,
mm,
who likes to
yeah,
talk, right?
yeah.
Because I'm an introvert. I can't. It's like it's hard for me to carry on that conversation.
Uh,
So I love my extroverted clients.
oh,
So
I
you
think
an
also that
extrovert?
that might be why we're clicking there because I don't, but I don't see that. So like that's kind of crazy. Like I would have never said introvert. I'm
Yeah,
thinking extroverted, but that's because I give it, and I want to be introverted, but
yeah,
like it
yeah.
just comes
And
out.
that's one of the things. Like when I was younger, I was really, really shy. Like you couldn't get me to say a word.
Mhm.
And and I encourage everybody else who wanna go forward and excelling in their career or education. That piece of communication, right?
Mhm.
Because I think that hinder us in a lot of our ability to expand ourselves. But just doing those little things to push yourself and motivate yourself to be a little bit more social. So, like for me, doing this podcast, I was like, oh my god, can I really do it? Because I'm so shy. But at the end of the day, it's like, Myesha, what is your goal?
Mhm.
If you got to go, how you gonna get to it?
Yeah.
So this is motivating me, to do this podcast and talk about myself. Because ooh, in the inside, I'm screaming. I'm
Oh
screaming.
wow, wow.
I am. I am an
Look,
introvert.
if you never shared that, the world would have never known. I'm telling
Yes.
you, that's crazy. Like, but I guess that's the same thing for me too. So, because like, if you don't speak it, like when I tell people, like I'm like super shy, but people don't
Oh,
believe it.
Kerry, I can't believe that.
No, see, that's the thing. People don't believe it, but like literally, like because it's like you said, like I didn't grow up like talking. I didn't grow up like I walk into a room now and just instantly become center of attention. That wasn't always my story. Like I used to walk into a room and I was over in the corner, like hoping nobody talked to me, hoping nobody even noticed that I was there. And now I don't know how I even got here because this wasn't me. And it. So I kind of understand that but I wouldn't have never guessed that
Yeah,
from
yeah,
you either.
yeah. If I'm with another introvert client, we can be looking like at each other like, okay, what we're gonna talk about now.
Yeah, what's next? So no, so like, what's the experience been like though? So I mean, because you you went into the early education thing, right? So was it early education or just
Early education.
early
I was
education?
working at those daycare facilities.
Mm. And then like, so you transitioned, and then you went to social
I
work.
transitioned to social work. It's so crazy because when I was working at those daycare facilities, that's when I was having my own kids. So I burned myself out being
Mhm.
around kids. So I was like, no, this ain't it.
Then there were you. She's coming back real soon. It's frozen on my end, but she's gonna come back again. Frozen on my end, but she's
Okay, we're recording again. Go ahead.
so yeah. So you went from the early childhood education, and now like you're in the chair in a sense. Like so, you're this therapist. What like how why like out of all the things because now you like you said you just got burnt out from the babies.
Yes. I went to my counselor at UC, and it was weird because I was actually planning to be a teacher, and I just remember the school counselor was like, "Oh no, you don't have the requirements to be in that education, that degree." So I was like, "Okay, what can I do?" And she introduced social work, and I. It's weird. I felt discouraged, but I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna take it as a bad thing.
Mm.
And so I moved from that. Um, and I actually have a family background of social work. So my mother, she was a social worker.
Oh, okay.
My sister, I have an older sister, she's in social work. So it's always been ingrained in us with the social work field, but also with education, higher education. So my grandfather, he actually had his master's. So now I'm the first out of the family to reach the doctoral level. So
Oh,
it's
okay. So
cool.
you come from that schooling thing, like that was ingrained in you in a sense. Like
Yes.
you come from a family. It's not like you're in a situation where you're like first generation.
Yes, and
So yeah,
yep, and just because I know it was ingrained in me, that's what
that's
again, that's my sense now.
yeah,
It's to ingrain
yeah.
it into those I serve.
I love it. I love
Yes.
that. Like that. So I'm gonna ask you definitely one more question, but before I ask this last question, I want you to put on your mind. I always ask for a gem, something that we can chew on until next week, something, a mantra that you live by to help us push forward. So I want you to put that on your mind. But I'm gonna
Okay.
ask this last question. What steps can be taken to increase representation and access to culturally competent mental health providers
Ooh,
or professionals?
yes, yes. So I'm gonna read off a little bit off what I during my study
Mm.
on my research. And one of those things I found five different components, and the fifth one I'm going to elaborate a little bit on. But the first one is, of course, diversity training and education, cultural competence, community outreach, telehealth, and the last one is policy and funding. And I want to kind of elaborate on the policy and funding because of everything that's taking place right now um, in politics, economically. Um, it is so important that we have people, leaders, who can push certain initiatives, policies, funding because it matters. We have to get out of the self perspective, right? I think a lot of us we're worried about ourselves or even just our family and how we can prosper. But it is so many people who don't have the capabilities or the resources. And so it takes us, especially in the social work field, to push for those policies to help make those change. And like again, my I had the title diversity, equity, and inclusion in my title on my social on my capstone.
Capstone, yeah.
And I'm like, they just took that out of the schools. Can I say this? Can I present it? Like, am I gonna get in trouble now? But it is so important that we continue to push that initiative because it is important, no matter what they say. And back to the leadership, I tell people, their argument about diversity, equity, inclusion is how did it benefit us, right? And I say, well, just take a look in the White House. How many of you do you see?
Yep. That
Here's your
shows
answer.
you. That shows you. That's all you need to see right there. That's all you need to see.
So I got to push that initiative for minorities to really push themselves into leadership positions or even excelling in their career. And one of those things, like for me as a clinician, the majority of clients that I work with is I heavily focus on self empowerment.
Mm.
I feel like if you don't have that self confidence, that self awareness, anything with self,
Mm.
there's no success.
Ugh. That
No
that that's
success,
a
no joy, no
that's a
happiness.
word right there. Yeah, that's a word right there. I love it.
Yeah.
I love that. Like wow. Um, I thank you though. I really do thank you for taking this time out to tell us who you are, like why you're doing what you're doing, because it's important, one, for us to see us in us.
Yes,
And then to know that in a sense, not like it's not an envious thing, it's not a jealous thing, but I just believe if you can do it, that empowers me that I can do it. I can push forward, and it's even more of encouraging that that's what you're here to do. Like you're pushing and encouraging people to go forward, and it's all about obtaining that doctorate, but whatever your heart's desire.
yes.
I,
Anything. Again, because I feel like just knowing who you are and what you want as an individual, it matters in every aspect of what you're going for. And
Mhm.
like you said, whether it's education, financially,
Yeah.
uh, family, your
Mhm.
children, whatever it is, you have to be able to know who you are and what you want and
I
how
love
bad you want it, right?
I
And
love
once you know how bad you want it, you come to
it.
us, Pop.
Yes, yes. Come on, come on, come on. Because you can call us. Because right now, I mean, I'm gonna ask for that gym. But are you accepting right now? Because I know you're in the community. Are you still building that
Yes.
caseload? Are you solid? Are
I'm
you?
I'm still building. So if you
So that means
interested,
call us 513-570-4068. Guess if you're
yes,
watching, she's accepting clients. Call Ebony at the front desk. And I'm telling you, that's an experience right there. You want
yes,
to call that front desk. And even if you just want to experience Ebony, I'm telling you, that's an experience. Phenomenal front desk receptionist Ebony. Call her. She'll get you scheduled with Myesha. Oh, excuse me. I'm I have to. I'm getting deducted from my pay. Call Dr. Price.
it's okay. I'm still
Yeah,
working on it.
I like literally like for real like I had to put my mind around it. Like you have to put respect on that title, like because it has been like Myesha. We gonna
Yes,
put from the head on down. We put respect on her title, and that's
yes,
Dr. Price. Yes. So
yes.
call her, get scheduled with her. You can visit our website to learn more information about her, about what's going on here at Poppies. We're on Facebook. But Dr. Price, go ahead and drop that gem because we need to make it to next week.
Yes, yes. I would say, especially with it being men's mental health, because we're still in a little bit of June before we hit July. I just want to say, keep moving forward because the great is waiting for you. The greater is waiting for you. So just keep moving forward. So yes,
I love it. Greater is ahead, and I'm pushing.
greater is
I'm
always.
pushing. I'm pushing, y'all. I'm pushing. I thank you again. Thank you so much for doing this, for stepping out of your comfort zone. I appreciate it because again, now I know that
I did it
yeah, you
successfully.
did it. You did this, y'all. Kudos to her. Comment and show her some love because she did something out of her comfort zone for Poppies, for herself, for you. So y'all share, like, comment, spread the word because this was a phenomenal message. Next week we have Doctor. Oh, I'm like I'm going to get my doctorate because I want Doctor
Oh,
Gordon on
yes, you
my
will.
title. I want Dr. Gordon on my title because now this will be the second doctor, y'all. Next week, Dr. Shantae Meadows, LISWS. She put that S on it. She's
Mhm.
the owner and therapist and trainer of Meadows Counseling Group and Shantae Meadows LLC. She's out of Columbus, Ohio. Y'all join us next week as we have that phenomenal conversation. I'm excited about it. I love that picture too. That's a phenomenal picture. I need to go get my updated picture. Y'all join us weekly here at 6:30. Again, thank you, Dr. Price.
Thank
Y'all
you.
see y'all next week. I'm excited.